Sorry for the wait, guys. I wanted to release this earlier, but I only have a small amount of time I can devote to video production, and honestly, even with the shit I make, it does take some time. I'll attempt to maintain a fairly consistent schedule for as long as I can, but without further ado, let's talk Jason. Jason is the second team of Friday the 13th, a team of one, I should say. Your role as Jason is to, ideally, kill every camp counselor on the map. Now, this may seem easy enough. In fact, unless you're playing the game blindfolded, or this is your first game ever, you should at least be able to nab a kill or two as Jason. Racking up an impressive kill count will require more than just being there. As a counselor, you need to use a lot of strategy to survive. As Jason, you need to use just as much strategy to ensure you get as many kills as possible. First and foremost, you need to learn how Jason is controlled. I know I didn't cover this for counselors, but you spend an awful lot of time playing them and it's fairly intuitive. But with Jason, he's a powerhouse. But he's also fairly limited when it comes to mobility. So knowing how he works is just as important as knowing what to do in a given game. There are numerous Jasons you can control, from each film in the franchise. They each have their own strengths and weaknesses, but what remains constant is the way they control. Jason cannot run in this game. While two Jasons have the ability to run, this is basically a very slow jog. Slightly faster than the other Jason types, yes, but not by much. The Jasons that can't run are reduced to this very eager power walk. Regardless of which you use, you still need to push the left stick in order to enter this faster movement mode, as he normally walks like a slow ass. Jason can swing his weapon with the right trigger, but what's important is grabbing with the left trigger. This allows you to set a counselor up for a cinematic or environmental kill. You equip these special kills and use them, or walk over to a nearby object to do an environmental kill, respectively. What's important to note is counselors can escape your grasp if you dick around too much, so regular kills are usually the way to go. Also, bear in mind, if the counselor has a pocket knife, they can break out instantly. You can avoid this by just attacking a counselors normally until dead, but that's fucking boring. I suggest only going down this path if you notice that if you fail to kill them now, they will escape. Otherwise, I like to give the counselors some fighting chance. There are two more abilities Jason has which are important. The first is throwing knives, which he can find all over the place as he maneuvers around the camp. These can be used as a ranged attack to injure fleeing counselors, and make them easier to catch up to and eliminate. Save these for the counselors that are particularly good at being annoying. The second is bear traps. Jason will start with a certain number of traps. The best use for these is blocking counselors from utilizing means of escape. A good example is to set a trap in front of the phone box, which as Jason you can always see on your map. I also set a few traps near the 4-seater car, one by the gas tank, one in front of the engine, and sometimes an extra one by the driver's seat. This gives me a good buffer in the event the counselors attempt to escape by car, not only giving me the means to deter them from trying, but to trap those that force it. Another good strategy is to destroy power boxes, most importantly the power box nearest to the phone, because even if they repair the phone box, they'll have to fix the power to make the phone call. When playing as Jason, I heavily recommend playing with headphones because the game will give you subtle sound cues to alert you as to the actions of the counselors. If you hear an error tone on a phone, someone is attempting to repair the phone box and messed up. If you hear an electrical buzzing sound, someone is trying to install the battery and messed up, and so on. Jason has 5 abilities that he earns access to over the length of the match. The first, which he starts with, is Morph. This ability lets Jason teleport to anywhere on the map. This ability is most useful when used strategically. It should be used to intercept players. For example, if you get alerted to one of your traps being set off, or you hear a sound cue that lets you know where a counselor is and what they're doing. It's also important for cutting off escape. If people are escaping by boat, morph as close to the boat as you can. If a counselor is escaping in a car, morph in front of it and make sure the car crashes into you. If the police exit opens, morph to the exit when it appears and kill anyone who tries to take it. Sense allows Jason to pick up on nearby counselor locations via sound and fear. If counselors run around or have low composure, Jason will be able to make them out as pulsing circles, while counselors with high fear will appear as a predator-like thermal image when Jason activates Sense, and while that effect only happens at a shorter range, it's far more accurate in ascertaining their position. Not only that, but if a counselor enters a cabin, it will glow a bright red, letting you know someone is in there. Shift is an ability that lets Jason speed through the map in a first-person perspective, and this ability is used to catch fleeing counselors. It's a bit hard to control, and you may get hung up by the environment, but when used properly, it's essential. Bear in mind that you don't need to shift to its full end. By reactivating the ability while it's in effect, you cut it off, so if you position yourself just in front of a counselor and deactivate shift, they'll be in perfect grabbing range. It takes some practice, but it can be done. The final active ability is Stalk, which mutes Jason's proximity music and also heightens his hearing. This ability won't be used often, but on occasion can be of some use. It varies from player to player. It's best used on players that aren't yet aware that you're nearby. By muting the music, they may be casually striding from place to place, allowing you to ambush them. It doesn't always work, but when used right, it can make the difference between a full kill count and being one off. Jason's fifth and final ability is automatically activated at the halfway point of the match and is called Rage. Aside from heightening Jason's potential, it also eliminates the slowing effect counselors can have on you from barricading doors. When a counselor hides in a cabin and barricades the doors while you're in rage mode, you can interact with the door as if you were going to open it normally. Jason will now walk forcefully through the door instantly. You can also break through some walls. Final advice I can give you is to use abilities to outsmart players. If someone is about to shoot you with a flare gun or shotgun, zigzag a lot. Force them to miss the shot. Shift right as they pull the trigger, just fake them out. If they throw firecrackers, try to stay away from them so you don't get stunned. If you have them cornered somewhere, the firecrackers are no good if they don't get a stun out of it. If a counselor is running from cabin to cabin, break all the windows so they have to injure themselves leaving it, and if they run into a cabin with only a single window, lay a trap where they exit, then pound on the door until they trip it. I hope this video has been informative and helps you master Jason gameplay. This has been Sephias, and I am out.